Now, you know, the buzzword in the marketplace today is quality. Everybody wants their money's worth. I worked in a textile plant. We used to have seconds and thirds and fourths and fifths. We throw it out there. It wouldn't make no difference how awful it was. Somebody would buy it. But you know what they're doing with it now? They're burning it. Everybody wants their money's worth, and everybody wants quality. You want your people to do a quality job. Okay, if you do, there's only one way you go get it. Just one. Goodwill equals good work, or good wares. Goodwill. When I'm doing in-house, I have this on an overhead. Goodwill equals good work, or good wares. I need to feel good about you, boss. If I hate your guts, I ain't going to give you my best work. Supervisor, if I hate your guts, I'm not going to give you my best work. If you believe that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn for you. Anybody with an IQ of a box of Fruit Loops ought to know better than that. Nobody's going to give you their best work if they hate you. I need to like you. Now, I need to feel like you like me. We've got to have a friendship here, a relationship going. I need to like you, trust you, and respect you. We'll mention that again down the road. You might be like the old gal that said she hated to marry her husband for his money, but she just didn't know any other way to get it. If you don't get your employees' best work through goodwill, you are not going to get it. Now, the reason a lot of bosses can't get the best, they still get quality work. They're still trying to make people work. Hey, boss, you can't make me work. You can't make me work. You might make me work while you're watching me, but you can't watch me 8 hours. And if I don't want to work for you, the minute you turn your back, I'm going to goof off and go mess up your coffee pot. You want your people to want to work for you. The reason a lot of bosses can't do that, they don't even know where their employee want to is located. My want to is not in my hand, y'all. There's 3 of me standing up here. My want to is not in this one that you can see. I have a body, have a spirit, and a mind. 3. There's 3 of all of us. My body is my energy. My spirit's my emotion. My mind is my intellect. My body's what I'm doing. My spirit's what I'm feeling, and my mind is what I'm thinking. I'm doing 3 things all the time, boss. When you go back out there and look across your job, every one of those people are doing 3 things. They're working, they're feeling, and they're thinking. The cardinal sin of management. You too, Daddy and Mama. We're this way in our family. The cardinal sin of superiors in their relationship with their subordinates, you're only interested in one dimension of me. All you care about is what I'm doing. You don't care what I'm feeling. And you don't care what I'm thinking. You got 1/3 of my potential. See, my energy is in my body. My action is in my body. My enthusiasm comes from here. Y'all knew that, didn't you? You have to know that a person's enthusiasm has to come from the emotion, the heart. My interest comes from up here. You got an employee who is not interested in his job, it's your fault, boss. You got an employee who is not interested in his job, it's your fault, boss. I'd be interested if you'd interest me. You say, I'm a member of this team. No kidding, I'm a member of this team? Well, I'll declare. All right then, if I'm a member of the team, what's the score? Are we winning or losing? How far ahead are we? What's our game plan? What's our long-range strategy? How much is our light bill? How much money does our plant pump into the economy of this city every week? Hey, do I know enough about this place to be interested in it? I'd be interested if you'd interest me. When the union was after my company, the newspapers were beating them to death. You know, said we hated, said that our company hated black people. At that moment, we had 21% blacks. Nobody else didn't have but 19. Said our company hated women, wouldn't hire no women. At that moment, we had 43% women. Nobody else didn't have but 39. Our company was giving more women and minorities opportunity than anybody in the world. But do you think a company bothered to let us in on that? I found it out at the Heritage Foundation in Washington, D.C., put it on a handout and give it out at the gate. Y'all let us know what you're doing. I'll be interested if you'll interest me. You got somebody in their heart ain't in their work, that's your fault too, boss. You got somebody in their heart's not in their work, it's your fault. It's because you hadn't let them know you had a heart. I'm going to tell you what to do. Y'all, I have thought hundreds of times about that little white-haired woman that jumped up and faced off with that union organizer in the canteen that night. She was a performer, y'all. Oh, she worked anytime, every time, overtime, everything you'd ever want in a performer. She was loyal. She fought the union for this company so hard, they called her by the name of the company when she'd go in the bank on Friday. She wrote a letter on the newspaper. Every 30 days, there'd be a letter on the editorial page praising this company for what they'd done for her and her family over the years. That's as fast as they'd let you write one. Every 30, everything. Loyal. I thought a lot of times about that cake that guy sent her. Y'all, I bet 300 people went through her kitchen when he died. Sitting right over here on this little cabinet was a big white box, and scrawled across the top of it was his name. At least every third person that went through there would say, "Who is that?" "Oh, that's my supervisor over at the plant." You got an employee in their hearts, not in their work. Next time somebody in their family dies, you go down to the bakery. You buy a cake, write your name across that box, send it over there. Watch how fast their heart gets in their work. Once you show them, you know they've got one. The woman that helped me the most fighting the union was not a good employee. She hadn't been there long. I couldn't understand why she loved this company so good. She let me sign her name to anything. If I had to write a real tough letter I'm afraid they're going to kill me for, I'd sign her name. You know. She would let me put her name on anything. And so I asked her one day, I said, "Why are you so hung up and crazy about this company?" She said, "You know, when Dickie died, that was her son." I said, "Yeah, he got killed in a wreck." She called my plant manager's name, said he come over to my house, Mildred. Y'all, I don't know how he got down there. She lived at the end of a long road, muddy, holes knee-deep, big rocks. It had been raining. He got a great big Buick. I don't know how he got that Buick down that drive, but he did, some way. She said he came to my house. Said he came in there, Mildred, and he took my hands and he looked me in the face. And she said, "I've never seen compassion any greater in anybody." She said, "Lord, I'd do anything in the world for that company." Management team, your employees are not personnel. They are persons, and they're all doing three things. If you would like to have a little more in this area, all you have to do is do a little more in this one. My want to is in here. My want to is in here. A lot of places I go, and my skill's in my body. But zeal and will. How much good is skill without zeal and will? A lot of places I go, they got their people's body. They got 1/3. You can have my body. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll drag my body on over there. I have to work somewhere. My bills have to be paid. I'll be there. But if this is all you got of me, you'll never get top job performance on a continuing basis. A lot of places I go, this and this is fallow ground. Fallow ground managers just laying there waiting on the union organizer to come along, plow it, plant it, seed it, harvest it for the union. My message to you is you plow this, you plant, you seed it, you harvest this. This is rightfully yours. Working in this area. I read a labor consultant was at a strike scene in Pennsylvania. He made this speech, I think, in New Jersey. Somebody cut it out of a newsletter and sent it to me. Said he was at a strike scene, and the guy on the picket line called him and said, "Come down here a minute. I'll come down here a minute." Said he walked down there where he was, and the guy said, "You won't know what I'm doing on this picket line. Would you like to know what I'm doing on this picket line?" He said, "That plant manager don't know my name." He said, "I've been working here ever since I got home from Vietnam. But I guarantee you, he couldn't tell you my name." I said, "Yonder he is, right up yonder. Go up there and ask him." Point me out to him. So that boy down there in that green coat, what's his name? I said, "I guarantee you, he couldn't tell you my name to save his life. I tell you one thing, mister. When this is all over, he's going to know my name." You hear that, management team? Did y'all hear that? He wasn't on that picket line because he wanted to pay a stranger from Washington, D.C. to come down and represent him. None of them are. That guy was out there because somebody didn't know his name. There ever one out there. I was in this up to my ears, y'all, for 10 years. Take my word for it. There's not a one of those people on a picket line because they want to pay somebody they've never seen, never will see, who does not even speak their own language hardly. They're not out there because they want to pay somebody like that to come and talk for them. Every last one of them is out there because the union organizer convinced them that you didn't care anything about them, and he does. He's giving them what they didn't have when they was 10.